Good morning, everybody. So today's video, top 10 fall fragrances designer edition for 2025. Unfortunately, with this video here, I'm not going to have bottles for every single one because some of them are actually stored away. Minus one, I don't even have a bottle, and the decant itself, Chad Secret's got it. I'm going to see him tomorrow, but I want to get this video done right now. First one, not in any numerical order, is going to be Hermès Terre d'Hermès Eau Givrée. Now, some of you are going to say this is not a fall fragrance. Correct. You are absolutely right. However, this is a fantastic fragrance from the transition from summer to fall, when it's still warm, but it's cooling down. This is a great spring scent, but I think it's a great scent during the transition from summer to autumn. This has a lot of Timor, which is a spice. And I find that, yes, you do get the spice, but there is this musky nuance to it. There's a lot of citron. There's a lot of juniper berries. There is going to be some woods, and I forget the other note, but this is just really nice. It's a beautiful fragrance that is masculine, a little mature, a little rugged, but it's classy at the same time. But for me, this is just like 28, 29 and up. Everyday, office, formal. It's just super versatile, super like signature scent worthy. Number two, not exactly the most masculine fragrance, but this is a gentleman's fragrance. And for me, this is a work of art, but it's a bootleg work of art. Valentino Uomo 2021. The reason why I say bootleg, a copy, a knockoff, is because this is very much like Dior Homme. It just is. Nothing new, but it smells absolutely fantastic. Now, with the original Uomo, which I think it came out in either 2014 or 16, I'm not sure, there is this chocolatey coffee cacao note. It's not in this, but I do get this chocolatey, like this cacao note. Not too much, but a little bit there. There is this waxy, powdery iris. There's going to be vetiver. There's cardamom, so some spices. And I feel like there's going to be vanilla. Vanilla is not listed, but I also get this like a slight vanillic note. But the main takeaway is the iris. The iris just, it's beautiful. It does have that waxy, powdery vibe. Perfect for the fall, the autumn, depending on where you are in the world. Some countries use fall, some countries use autumn, but it's a great winter fragrance as well. This is very signature scent worthy for a guy that's all about manners maketh man. Next fragrance, unfortunately, the bottle is packed away, so it's not going to make a cameo, but this one has made countless videos, whether it's my channel or other channels, and that is going to be Azzaro Wanted by Night. This is a fantastic going out fragrance that's sexy, it's alluring, it's seductive. Some of these notes are going to be cinnamon, there's lavender, there's incense, cumin, woods, vanilla, tobacco. Like there's a lot going on, but for me, it's a lot of cinnamon with vanilla, woods, and some tobacco. Sexy, just absolutely sexy. This is one of their more popular fragrances from the brand, and I could understand why. It's pretty much a going out scent. Next fragrance, unfortunately, don't have the decant because Chad Secrets got it, but this is actually really good. New release this year, 2025. Victor Rolf Spice Bomb Metallic Musk. This is very much Spice Bomb, the original, just a lot more muskier, and it does have that metallic note. There is cinnamon, pepper, there is elemi, which is in the original Spice Bomb. There is aldehyde, so very aldehydic, a little bit of citrus. There is going to be musk, leather, ambrette, so extra musky with a little bit of labdanum. I was not expecting much from this release. It's one of the top 5 releases of 2025. It has this ruggedness, this masculine vibe, but at the same time, it has this gently component. Like, for me, it's all about manners maketh man with an edge. Cheesy, but to me, that's pretty much sums it up. Next fragrance was also launched in 2025, and I was blown away with this one here as well. Givenchy Gentleman Society Ombre. So this has like the original society, like the original Gentleman Society, but it's got a little bit more going on. I'm also not going to spray it because this stuff is a banger. Less is more with this one here. If you're one of those people that does like 10 to 20 sprays on everything, this is one that no, because this has a lot of heavy notes such as tobacco, vanilla. It's got Peru blossom. It's got like narcissus, which is kind of light. It has this floral touch. Different vetivers. There is going to be orris, which adds this powdery but a little bit somewhat waxy as well, more powdery than anything. And there's also going to be like juniper berries, nutmeg, clary sage, but for the most part just a lot of orris. There is a lot of vetiver. There is going to be that narcissus and also vanilla. I feel like there's also going to be a little bit of coffee as well, like it's just a slight bit, and this ambery component. Oh my god, like so gently, but at the same time it's like sexy. This is like for the grown-ups out there. This is like manners maketh man with like a little bit of like a giddy goo, like a little bit of a freaky side, you know, from like a date to the sheets. Like that's what I find that this fragrance is, because yes, gentlemen, that's what the name is all about. This is what this brand is all about. It's a gentleman's brand. It's not like your rugged bad boy type of brand, but there is this freaky sexy side to it. I'm sorry, that's just me. I'm not trying to sell. I'm just not. Like what I find sexy, you may not, and vice versa. That's okay. But if you have smelled this, you may agree. But you will definitely agree that it does smell gently. Next one, unfortunately, the bottle is stored away. But I have made, like I have mentioned this bottle so many times, or I should say this fragrance so many times. That is going to be Dunhill's Mongolian Cashmere. This, chef's kiss. This is just beautiful. It's kind of like this one and this one in some ways, because it does have this powdery touch. It's also quite gently. These, I will say, are kind of unisex in my opinion. Dunhill Mongolian Cashmere, it is a unisex scent, even though that the brand is marketed towards the men out there. It also has rose, amber, musk, suede, along with pink pepper and geranium. Very, very gently. So a lot of suede, a lot of orris. You're definitely going to get the musky nuance with a little bit of spice and a little bit of rose. Fantastic. This is quite, I would say, I don't want to say it's overly mature, but this is not for like your frat bro. This is for a manners maketh man kind of guy. Dressing it down, sense of style, all the way to a tuxedo. Next fragrance is a shocker. I had a decant, and when I smelled it, I'm like, I gotta have this in my collection. This fragrance never ever gets any mention, and I think that the only other channel that I've seen this on was Ashton Jensen's, and that's gonna be Roberto Cavalli, Paradise Found. This is just insanely good. It is classy, it is mature, it is elegant, but there is this grown and sexy feel to it. Oh, it is also quite musky. There's also going to be patchouli, pimento seeds, cashmere. There is ambergris, clary sage, and green notes. But for me, yes, cashmere, pimento seeds, the musk, and the patchouli. This is a little mature. The pimento seeds, the patchouli, and maybe I would say the musk kind of mature this up. This is gentle, like this is just manners maketh man. I know I've said that a few times, and it seems like it's a bit of a pattern with some of these fragrances, but this is very much unplanned. It really truly is. I'm just noticing this now, but for me, this is the epitome of a suit and tie. Oh my goodness. But oh my God, just absolutely beautiful. This is definitely a hidden gem. Next fragrance, back to the brand of Hermes, and this was a gift from my buddy Mo, and I sure as hell hope that I got the right bottle, because if not, I'm going to look like a complete jackass, which is not hard to do, but that's going to be Hermes H24 EDP. This is more of a spring, and people say like a summer scent. For me, this is more of a spring and the transition from summer to autumn. I find that this is going to be a little bit too heavy for the summer months. It is like earthy, it is mossy, it is masculine. There is of course going to be the oak moss, there is clary sage, there is narcissus, which I find as this extra gently component. Like this for me is like old school masculinity, because back then they were all about like manners maketh man, but they knew how to take care of themselves. Like I find that a lot of the modern day alpha guys out there, they're very much like loud, brash. They're very like a lot of bravado, but they don't have that gently aspect. They claim to be old school, but they're really just about like, you know, like blah, 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 like beating their chest, you know, that type of stuff. And there's also going to be Brazilian rosewood or Brazilian wood. Like there is this mossy earthiness, of course, a little bit of the florals, and you are going to get some woods, a little green as well. Really, really nice. We're down to 2 fragrances. Next one, unfortunately, the bottle is packed away. It's actually right there, but I got so much stuff on top of it that I'm just... But this one has definitely made cameos in the past. That's going to be Hugo Boss Wool Musk. Now, if you are familiar with my channel, you definitely have seen that, because there's only 3 notes. There's going to be cinnamon, there's going to be musk, and there's going to be sandalwood. You get all of those notes. It is a unisex scent that, in my opinion, leans a little bit more towards the men. Not by a lot, but it's definitely, I would say, more masculine than these 2 fragrances here. That's what I would say. The musky nuance adds this powdery undertone. The cinnamon does warm it up, and the sandalwood is kind of like somewhat creamy. It is a very elegant and grown fragrance with a little bit of a sexy side to it. Sexy, but classy. This is a great formal fragrance. It's a great evening scent. And last but not least, I do have a bottle with this one here. It has been reformulated, so it doesn't smell like the original formulation, which I think was 2004. Burberry Brit for him. This was actually quite nice, because when I did a review of this so many years ago, and I'm an old dinosaur in this community, it smelled different, because I remember it having a lot more like powdery notes. It smelled like baby powder with like rose. There is rose to this. There is that powdery tone, but it's definitely toned down. It's like powdery tone, toned down, like no pun intended. But the powderiness has been toned down. There's also going to be ginger, cardamom, and nutmeg. So definitely some warm spices. There's going to be some tonka beans, some cedar, some musk, and so on. So definitely rosy, musky, of course powdery with a little bit of woods. And of course the spices. All around, even though that it has been reformulated, I prefer this than the original. I just do. This is all around super versatile, and it's a great like suit and tie scent. It's also a great like everyday scent for the modern day gentleman. And guys, that is top 10 autumn or fall fragrances, designer edition for 2025. But if you like this very list, if you like the video, please drop me one of these. It does show YouTube and the algorithms that you like this type of content. If you want more full detailed reviews on these fragrances, I've talked about every single one. I'm looking at it right now. But this one here, this one will most certainly be done in the autumn time. I promise that. All right, and what this watch next, if you want to see years prior of designer autumn lists, right here. So I thank you for my time. Take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.